Based on Dr. Eric Mannheimer's autobiography 12 Patients' Life and Death at Bellevue Hospital and his 15 years as the hospital's medical director, the series was created by David Schulner. In New Amsterdam, the charming and astute Dr. Max Goodwin, the newest medical director at the nation's oldest public hospital, manipulates the facility's rules to make things better. Dr. Goodwin's efforts to cut through red tape and provide top-notch care are met with skepticism by the doctors and staff, yet he must confront the current quo and show that he would stop at nothing to reinvigorate this underfunded and devalued hospital and restore it to its former glory. The first few minutes of the show feature flashbacks from the previous 4 seasons of Max and Helen's romance. Following the montage, Max is shown in bed with a dejected expression. When the shot pans out, he can see a note on his nightstand that is addressed to him. Max is lying in bed with an empty gaze as Helen's voice reads the letter. As she continues, a montage of Max's sleepless nights appears before Max is seen reading the letter until Luna interrupts. He hugs her tenderly as she approaches him. Later, Iggy and Floyd show up with food and drink to join Max in watching the game. As the sequence goes on, Lauren appears. They all enjoy playing board games together. Before Elizabeth arrives, Max continues to glance down. Before they all go together with Elizabeth, they all eat together and continue to party. She probes Max about his emotional state using the Scrabble pieces. She makes an attempt to get him to go out with her by dragging her hands in her direction, but he refuses. Following a montage of Luna's 5th birthday celebration, a grieving Max makes his way back to work. After answering all of Luna's queries as he escorts her to the bus, Max is startled when she inquires, "Why isn't Mom here?" Iggy tries to live it via Max by asking about Luna as she struggles with missing the first day of a drop-off with the kids to do the separation. Iggy frowns when Max informs him about her inquiry regarding Helen. They joke around back and forth. Iggy encourages Max and tries to make him feel better. When he says Max is moving on, Max sobbingly responds that he isn't because he can't without having answers to his questions, and Helen doesn't even have those. In a dream scenario that occurs when Max is at home, Max kisses Helen's body and utters sweet words. She says, "I never should have let you in," as you look into her blank face. He is daydreaming and getting Helen flashbacks while at work. When Max and Iggy run into one another on the roof where Max and Helen used to hang out, Max opens up to Iggy about everything he neglected to discuss with Helen. There were so many wonderful times that the negative ones seemed insignificant, and he still loves her. When Iggy confronts Max about it, Max acknowledges that he attempted to remedy something that he was unable to. While going through a divorce and attempting to co-parent, Iggy and Martin seem to be doing well. Based on custody, the couple has been alternating who stays at home with the children. Iggy has a difficult time adjusting because, as was already said, he had to miss the child's first day of school for the first time. At work, Iggy treats the autistic patient Alex, whose former physician, Dr. Lloyd, passed away and left Alex with behavior issues. Iggy agrees to take on the client under the condition that his mother restaffs the entire mental health team he has had since he was a child. Because he wants a team for Alex that is for him as an adult rather than the people who knew him as a child, he argues that this is the reason. Iggy contends that these doctors are likewise too conventional. Alex becomes irritated and overstimulated during their discussion on his care and throws something at them. Alex's mother informs Iggy that she cannot replace all of Alex's physicians as Iggy desires because Alex does not respond well to change at all. Iggy responds that she might be the next to go. He suggests that she make a difference, and she responds by listing all the advancements her son has made thanks to therapy. She cries as she tells Iggy that she wants her remaining time to be calm. Iggy then approaches Alex to talk to him, but Alex doesn't respond well. Iggy proves to him that he is familiar with the techniques employed by Alex's former therapist and that he is capable of using those as well as other approaches to assist Alex. Iggy types multiple letters to Kevin about how he feels about the breakup toward the end of the episode, but only sends one regarding the kids. Floyd and Lauren are shown sharing a bed in a brief but disturbing scene. But as soon as Floyd gets out of bed and yells at Lauren to get up before informing her she should be on the couch, it becomes evident that appearances can be deceiving. The topic of her couch surfing while Layla is staying at her house owing to immigration comes up as a result of this. Floyd tells her that despite that, she still needs her own home. She reveals that immigration keeps delaying Layla's move out, even though she was meant to do so months ago. Later in the episode, Lauren visits Layla at her apartment to discuss staying in the extra room after she leaves work. Another woman is already there when she arrives. Patients who were hurt during a sex workers' rights march after being attacked by demonstrators are pouring into the emergency room. Shouting breaks out in one of the bays as the patients are being treated. When Lauren arrives to investigate, the patient informs her that an HIV test was performed without her permission. The doctor admits that he did it because he assumed the patient would be interested in knowing. She feels that other people's beliefs were forced on her, which aggravates her even more. In her conversation with the patient, Lauren explains that while she acknowledges her reluctance and urges her to take the test results with her despite her reservations about doing so, the patient argues that taking the results of a test done without her consent goes against everything she stands for. Lauren acknowledges this and doesn't press the issue further. Karen is pressuring Max to accept a branding contract that will net them $10 million to finance a clinch while all of this is going on. The sponsor's desire to have their name on the clinic is the catch. The business, Wholesome Home Goods, holds strong views against abortion rights and the LGBT+ community, among other things. Max assures Karen that they will not do it for that reason alone. She makes an effort to counter by pointing out how many people it will benefit, even if it does do some harm. When Max won't budge, Karen asks the board to vote, and they decided to accept the funds. Max attempts to resist it further, but nothing changes. Lauren later admits to Max that the sex workers' march patients received subpar care in her ED. Max assures her that he believes he can assist with anything. Outside the clinic, Max, Karen, and a representative from Wholesome Home Goods gather to discuss the arrangements Max made for the clinic. Max shows them a sign that reads Wholesome Sex Workers Clinic, with the company's logo placed above the word Sex Workers Clinic. The Wholesome employee insists that their name be removed and inquires as to whether this is a prank. According to Karen and Max, they are unable to do that since branding is a contract requirement that cannot be altered. Max argues that they're helping to legitimate sex work as a profession while also legitimizing the brand for those who don't share their ideas. We get an update on Floyd's father's situation, as well as his own parenting in a continuation of his season 4 plot. While on his way to work, Floyd shows Lauren a video of his daughter before being cut off by his father's message letting him know he will miss dinner. Floyd doesn't want to inquire about why he keeps skipping dinner dates after having been without him for so long. Floyd makes the decision to bring meals to his dad's house after work, informing him that he couldn't go out and that's why he decided to stop by. Brady, a patient of Elizabeth's who was denied his last wish, is a little boy. She admits to the parents that she believes she can find a solution. She is shocked when the young boy says that his dream is to feature in a Bollywood musical when they ask him what he wants. Floyd and Karen initially refused to let Brady travel because of his health, but after Brady persuaded Floyd to reconsider after telling him his motivation for doing this, Elizabeth and Floyd go to Max on Brady's behalf. The request shocks him, and he informs him that they must obtain Karen's consent. She rejects it right away, to which they respond that she should inform him herself. Karen hastily arranges the vacation after hearing Brady tell her his tale. He codes before she can, so they have to take him in for surgery. After the surgery, they discover that the cancer has spread throughout his entire body. Floyd regrettably informs him that his condition prevents him from traveling. Floyd and Elizabeth then build the Bollywood musical at the hospital and present it to the young patient. He participates in a pleasant Bollywood dance party with the physicians. While Elizabeth attempts to entice Max to join by making the same come here hand gesture she did previously in the episode, Max unhappily watches before meeting her eyes. Back and forth hand motions are used by the two. She looks back at Max briefly after giving up on getting him to join the dance before beginning it again. And the episode ends with Max's gloomy expression changes to one of smile.